What's up, preppers? Have you ever heard the African proverb that says the best place to store food is in your neighbor's stomach? I don't think that's far off. I think the best place to store food is probably on the hoof, meaning in the pasture, alive in rotational grazing systems. And the second best place is your belly, and then the third best place is probably your neighbor's belly. But I get their point. The takeaway is it takes a village, and that's what we're talking about in this video. Uh, the power of team and community. I see in prepper discussions and classes uh, all the time. Preppers envision themselves as Obi-Wan Nairobi, storming the ramparts, saving the villagers, riding off into the sunset. You aren't John Rambo. You aren't Arnold from the Predator series. You need a group. You need a team. It takes a village. It's always taken a village. The idea of the lone survivor can't be further from the truth, excuse me. We talked in another video recently about how people coming together in times of trials and tribulations fare much better, citing statistics uh, that after disaster, uh, people's well-being is better off in the affected communities because they came together. I encourage you to check out that video. Even like the Army War College and military tactics are talking about like the rule of 3 to 1. Now there's like some slight difference in there, but for every one defender you have in order to overrun a position, you need 3 attackers. And if the Army War College is saying you need a village, you might need a village. Uh, sure, we want everyone well trained and efficient, and like we strive for that like Apache scout mentality, the high speed, invisible survival, leaving it better than we found it. Being able to go off into the landscape and survive indefinitely with only what nature provides. And those that have been to our Survival Essentials workshop will attest that they are extremely grateful for the gear in their backpack: the knife, the saw, the tarp, the stainless steel water bottle. We talked about these the other day in the buyout bag video. But it stays the same. Like, you, by doing it primitively, you will be thankful for having gear let you do that faster. Unfortunately, sometimes it's only after you have to perform survival skills in a caloric deficit and tired from picking up sticks all day that we learn the blessings of those modern conveniences. But everyone has a job. It's up to you to find your purpose, your specialization, and your calling within the group. And how can you bring the highest return to value to everyone? Basket weavers, flint knappers, pottery, uh, wood gathering, rope making, like harvesting grasses for mats, hunting, or preparing for battle. In modern terms, are you the handyman, the accountant, the shelf stocker, the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker? You have a job and you have a calling. It's up to you to find your highest and best for your group. What makes people powerful? Really, it comes down for me like 3 things: language, thumbs, and tools, right? So, language allows us to communicate with other people, pass our knowledge on to future generations, and learn from the generations that have come before us, as well as like delegate and organize within the tribe, you know? And if you've listened to me for any length of time, I know you've heard me say that reading is the number one survival skill. Thumbs allow us to make things, and tools allow us to multiply force. So again, with the military terminology, right? Uh, and then numbers allow us to multiply all of that. Uh, Literally a force multiplier, right? I want to talk about the economics of scale for a little bit. On the farm, it's the same. We say permaculture and the homestead. The root of that is survival skills, and the farm is like no different, right? Now, farming is weird because it takes like 1,000 acres for one farmer to break even. Land owning is different from farming. Oftentimes, landowners lease out acreage to big farming operations that have that economics of scale. Part of that is because like machinery is so expensive, and the bigger you get, you have the ability to buy up the small guys. It's just like capitalism and competition, but it's very rare to meet like an actual farmer. So, simply put, if you own the machinery, it becomes cheaper and cheaper to make the land possible or profitable, excuse me, and possible to like be successful. But it means working all the time. And obviously, we can't buy all the land. That's not how it works. So we have to partner with other people. Here on the farm, we partner with so many people. One, we have like a hay cutting cooperative. We have like a nursery cooperative. The market garden, like everything that we do is teamed up with other people that come together to form this like larger entity of the Sustainable Homestead Institute. And part of the vision for what we do here is to be a hub for regenerative agriculture in the area. And the reason we share all this information is because like we aren't really concerned with competition. In fact, it's the more of these hubs that are connected, it shows we're doing a better job, and the resiliency of the United States and the larger tribe is that much better. Um, there's and I'll share this story with you. I really like this. I see it floating around Facebook, Instagram. It's fairly common, but it illustrates the point greatly. There was a farmer who grew excellent quality corn. Every year he won the award for best grown corn. One year, a newspaper reporter interviewed him and learned something interesting about how he grew it. The reporter discovered that the farmer shared his seed corn with his neighbors. How can you afford to share the best seed corn with your neighbors when they are entering the same corn competition that you are each year? The reporter asked. Why, sir, the farmer said, didn't you know the wind picks up the pollen from the ripening corn and swirls it from field to field? If my neighbors grow inferior corn, cross pollination will steadily degrade the quality of my corn. If I am to grow good corn, I must help my neighbors grow corn. So it is with our lives. Those who want to live meaningfully and well will help enrich the lives of others, for the value of life is measured by the lives it touches. And those who choose to be happy must help others find happiness, for the welfare of each is bound up in the welfare of all. Let's talk about group dynamics before we wrap things up. We do some longer, like term solo survival evolutions as part of our curriculum. We take people off into the woods, and they slowly like earn back pieces of modern kit after they perform skills under the pressure of like the environment. And I'm struck by the smiles and the happiness and joy that fills each other. That fills like the contestants, I guess, when they come to like the spring or the watering hole. Oftentimes there's like one really good spring in the area, so everybody's coming back to that. And people get to like link up and see each other in that time. And like the sense of joy and happiness that comes after people have been separated for several days is like unbelievable. People's faces just light up, and like hugs and stories, and like sharing where they are in the survival progression. It really keeps people in the evolution. It's a small solace from the game, right? And if we look at shows like Alone or Naked and Afraid or any of these survival shows that you see, my friend Matt Cardino and countless others have countless other really skilled survivalists, right? I think that's the important part. They've tapped out. And if you know Matt, he's like the most skilled survivalist I know. He's really amazing to watch. His like flint napping and like weaving. It's beautiful. And if you ever get a chance to see his survival school in St. Croix, U.S. Virgin Islands, it's really worth it. He does some survival trips down there, and you'll have a great time under his like watchful eye. But he talked about like the mental battle of being alone, and it allowed for him. I mean, particularly like self-judgment. You can find him talking about that on YouTube. But the other factor was like him missing his family. And there's countless other dudes and women that have said, I gotta leave because I didn't realize that like my family was so important to me. And the family is really just an extension of that village that we're talking about. The village is what binds us together. And for forever, people have sat around a campfire as a tribe. People will lighten your workload, they'll bring you joy, sometimes sadness, and everything in between. But that's your tribe. And Sitting Bull said it best about like putting your tribe first. He says, warriors are not what you think of as warriors. The warrior is someone who is not, excuse me, warriors are not what you think of as warriors. The warrior is not someone who fights because no one has the right to take another life. The warrior, for us, is one who sacrifices himself for the good of others. His task is to take care of the elderly, the defenseless, those who cannot provide for themselves, and above all, the children, the future of humanity. Sitting Bull. Family in the tribe gives us purpose and a feeling of belonging, hope for the future, a connection to your past. Your allies are in your blood. You are the culmination of hundreds of generations of people. Triangles within triangles, like unifying us all together. Like your parents came together and now they're like unifying behind you. So we're like a potent force for change if we think about all the generations that have come before us and all the generations that will come. And I'm not saying that you have to have kids, but like be a positive influence, and your influence can spread out in those concentric rings that we talk about all the time. So I'll leave you with, gentlemen, start your villages. So thanks for watching this video. If you've made it this far, I know you have a passion for life and are serious about surviving whatever the universe throws at you. Drop us a like and make sure you subscribe so you never miss a video. SustainableHomestead.com is the place to go for more information. Shave decades off the time it would take you to figure this out on your own. Look through our resource library. Join our village and our weekly Homestead Mastermind meeting, or schedule your own in-person survival training and shave decades, literally decades off the time it would take you to figure this stuff out on your own. As always, preparation today means peace of mind tomorrow, and we'll see you in the future. Thanks for watching.